I could talk to the coach and see if we can get just a demo run. Do you guys have anything in the robotic shop at all?
We have sticks of stock.
Do you have like a wooden dowel?
No.
Frankly's got something in his room, in his office. Just made a stick just so we can put the red and blue on it, so we can call penalties.
Oh. Yeah. You want a piece of Tiro rod?
Literally anything that I can. There need to be 5 of them. I need to be able to put red and blue tape on the end.
That's all we need. Drumsticks.
Drumsticks would work. Van's gonna not like that a whole lot.
That's my concept.
Got some rods about that long, wooden.
I got it.
Okay. Do you have a teamwork for this event that I can do a roll call off of?
Yeah, 3258 is missing. But you can use this one if you bring it back.
Okay, I'll bring it back. That's fine. Hello, everybody. This is loud. Okay. So I'm over here. Down here. Down here. Much better. Okay. So I'm going to do a roll call. Roll call here, just to make sure everybody is here before we start talking. 122. 384. 401. 977. 1262. 1413. 1629, 1915, 2640, 3258 is missing. I don't know what I called them. 3939, 5724, 5950, 6802, and then NASA BBot 9997, 999. Like if you have somebody else who needs here for a second bot, we'll just assume they're here. Okay. So hello everyone, my name is Trey. I'll be your head ref today. Hello. How many of you is this your first time driving? Okay, fantastic. So this is not, how many of you have read the rule book? This fancy little, nice, I got all of them right here. Okay. So as referees today, our job is to make sure that you follow these rules so we can keep play fair. Because this is an off-season event, a couple of things are a little different. Like you guys, having not driven, we have refs who have never ref before. So this is going to be a learning experience for our ref crew as well as you. So going to keep things a little chill. We're going to call all the penalties we see, but it's a learning experience for us as well as you. That being said, we're still going to call things like a regular event. These are my yellow and red cards. There are rules that if you break them, you have to get yellow and red card as penalties. A yellow card is a warning. If I give you a yellow card, nothing happens except I've given you a yellow card. If you get another yellow card, then it turns into a red card, and those are sad because you get disqualified from that match. So try not to do that. It's kind of hard to do that this year, but it's okay. During the event, you need to come on and off the field to retrieve your robot and things. As you did just now, you need to walk in through gates that are down. So if the gate is up, please ask somebody to put it down for you so you can go in. Jumping over the gate is one of the things that can get you a yellow card. Also, the rocket nose cones need to be green. We couldn't get them to turn green before you came on right now, but during the match flow, we'll get them to go green when it's time for you to come on. Just make sure, even if the gate is down, look and make sure that it is green, which means it's safe for you to come on. Okay, a lot of my notes don't apply because this is an off-season event, so there was no team update this week for you guys to read, so make sure you read team update 21 from months and months ago. Right now we are working on getting ref flags, which we do not have, but in general, the refs will do some sort of signal. We are trying to get some indicator of who the penalty is being called on, but the refs, if they see a foul, they will point at the robot, and then they will raise whatever color if they have a colored device and wave it to indicate a penalty. I apologize if we can't get that worked out. We'll try and figure something, maybe hold pieces of tape that are colored, I don't know. And if it's a tech foul, they'll point, wave, and then cross their arms to indicate that it's a tech foul. If it is a counting penalty, yeah. If it's a counting penalty, such as pinning 2 robots across, G10, there's a couple of those, they will point at the robot or the area where the thing is happening. They will then start counting with that hand, and then when they get to 5, they will call a foul. Some of them there's a foul and then they start counting, but that is what signals you can be looking for. There are a couple of talking points that I can talk about specific rules. I'm going to skip those in light of keeping this short. If there are any questions that you think you want to talk about right now, we can take Q&A in a second. Beyond that, there is a question box on this side. I don't think there's one on the other side. Just if you have a question, you need to come talk to me. Go stand at one end of the table or the other, and I will come talk to you. We can answer any questions. If you have a question about a penalty that was called, you don't understand what you did wrong, or you want to know what happened, I might not be able to tell you exactly what your robot did that got you the penalty, but I can at least talk through the rule and we can understand what might have happened. If you have a question about whether or not something's legal, it's better to ask me beforehand than get into a match and have a referee call it. Any other issues, come find me. If it's a robot issue, find Juan. He's our FTA. He's going to be talking in just a second. Any questions before I turn you over to Juan? Okay.
Thanks, Trey.
You're welcome.
So, as Trey said, I'm Juan. I'll be your FTA today. So first of all, I'm sure Trey mentioned this. Remember, this is an off season. He already did the whole how many people have actually driven, how many people haven't. You know, we're also on our end, my end, our end, we're training people and everything else as well. So, you know, we're all learning. It'll be great. As Trey mentioned, be safe. The standard stuff, you know, I know some of you are experienced, some of you are not. Please don't step over the guardrails. Obviously, if the robots are moving, don't stick your hands in the field. Be safe, stuff like that. If you have any questions on what you need to be doing, where you need to be, please ask myself, one of the field crew, and we can try to help you out as best we can. As far as the cargo ships are concerned, I'm sure some of you who drove during the season, there were events where you could tell the field supervisor what you wanted on the cargo ships and stuff like that. For this event, I'm pretty sure what we're going to do, sounds like what we're going to do, is we're going to let y'all, the team, decide what you want. So whenever we reset the field, Trey, can you grab a... Oh. There. What we're going to do is we're going to leave a piece of cargo right here. And if you want to swap out a null hatch for a regular hatch, or excuse me, null hatch, just take the hatch panel and set it down over here and put the cargo in here, and we'll make sure that stuff is, we'll make sure that everything is where it needs to be before we start the match, as in it's a valid game configuration, but it's going to be on y'all, the teams, to make sure that the cargo ship is in the configuration you want it to be, okay? So that's going to be a slight difference, okay? We're going to put a little bit more on y'all to make sure that the cargo ship is the way you want it. Once we close the gates, I'm going to ask that, you know, we're not going to let you guys change it. If all of a sudden you have a change of heart and the gates are closed, I'm sorry, we're running it. Okay? Is that cool with everybody? Cool. Any questions? Everybody know what a null hatch is? Maybe, kinda? Cool. If you do place these null hatch panels, be sure there is a... So these null hatch panels have these little, I guess, hook things. Be sure when you place a null hatch that you insert the null hatch like this. There are two hooks on the bottom. And what I do is I'll just move my leg up against it, and you can turn the two knobs and check to make sure that it won't fall out, okay? For the most part, what we're going to do is we'll leave the null hatches on there. If somebody wants a cargo or something like that, like I said, move it out of the way. Move the hatch panel out of the way and put the cargo in. We will make sure that I guess the trays are lifted up, so we'll do that part for y'all, okay? And if you all want to put the cargo in and the trays aren't lifted, please let one of us know. We'll make sure that the field is in a state where we can do that. Because right now, for example, the magnets don't really work, so because the magnets are off, okay? Otherwise, other safety things for the sandstorm. So the sandstorm, which are these black curtains. If you can avoid touching them when you're, I guess once the robots are placed, we'll try to lower them once the field is ready to go. But if for some reason you have to come out or do anything else, please try to not touch them. Because if you pull on them, tug on them, things like that, they're finicky. Yeah. Any other questions? Anything at all? No? That's pretty much all I have. Oh, wait. As for traffic in and traffic out, be sure to, as soon as the match is over, disconnect your driver's station and move out of the way. Okay? So, like, match is over, all right, we're done. Disconnect the driver's station and start moving so that we can get the next driver's station in and plugged in and ready to go. Okay? Please don't just wait for the results or stand behind the driver's station, waiting or anything like that, so that we can keep traffic moving. Okay. We do not have a schedule yet, because do we know if that team is here? No? Okay. So we might need to do a couple things to change up the schedule a bit. So as soon as I have that, we'll make sure that everybody gets a copy. In addition to that, this event is actually going to be streaming the results over to the first API. So it should theoretically update on Blue Alliance, on the first website, all that stuff live. Okay? Cool. Any last questions? Anything at all? No?
So we have lives now. There are rulers with tape on them. So
That's amazing.
I can tell you it's better than Championship a couple years ago. They used springs with tape. This is rulers with tape.
Yeah, remember the refs rule. All right, I'm done. On that bombshell. Have a good day. You're dismissed.
Do we have a start time?
Bye.
Back though?
Oh, wait. Dang it, Trey, stop making sense.
Sorry.
We start, opening ceremonies are at 9.
So you got 15 minutes.
Yeah, you got 15 minutes. I think field calibration was from 8 to 8:30. If anybody still needs to look at something or measure something, come find us.
Testing, testing. Okay, test it right now.
Testing, testing. So, testing.
Can you do something that's like musical?
Yeah.
Don't hold it too close to your face. If you hear reverb or distortion, hold it away. You can sing a little louder if you want to do it that way, as long as you don't get any distortion.
Okay.
Okay.
And they're going to be mixing them there.
Okay.
welcome to the 2019 Blue Ridge Brawl. My name is Emily. My name is Emily Gunter, and I will be your MC for today's tournament. This year's first robotics game, Destination Deep Space, celebrates the 50th anniversary of lunar exploration and looks to the future of space exploration as teams compete here on Planet Primus. For spectators new to Destination Deep Space, are we playing the video? Okay. For spectators new to Destination Deep Space, let me tell you a little bit about the game. For the first 15 seconds, a sandstorm limits driver visibility, so robots are either operated by human drivers by a video from their habitat or independently following pre-programmed instructions. After the sandstorm clears, alliances score points by placing hatch panels and then depositing cargo pods into the rocket or the cargo ship. Points are scored in the end game when robots return to their habitats. We've got some amazing teams competing here this weekend. Teams from Maryland, North Carolina, the District of Columbia, and the Commonwealth of Virginia. The Corps Cadets will be presenting the colors. Is that happening? The national anthem will now be performed by Brandon Stevens.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
It is now my pleasure to introduce our first speaker. Please welcome the Virginia House of Delegates representative from the 8th District, Delegate Joe McNamara.
Thank you, thank you. Welcome to Salem. And Brandon, a fabulous job of rendition, so thank you for that. I have the opportunity of representing some of you in the House of Delegates. It's truly an honor. Perhaps equally important to some of you is I also own an ice cream store about a mile from here. But really, truly appreciate the opportunity to be here. It is fabulous. STEM is alive and well in the United States. I'm really looking forward to seeing all the projects and what our robots are able to do. So it is fabulous to be here. Thank you all for being here. Let the games begin. Thank you.
Thank you, Delegate McNamara. Now it is my pleasure to introduce Representative Morgan Griffith, who is currently representing the Virginia 9th Congressional District in the U.S. House of Representatives.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I work in the District of Columbia. I know we have some folks here from the District of Columbia. Pull it down, okay. She's trying to get us all right. I know we have some folks here from the District of Columbia. I represent a big chunk of Southwest Virginia. So I touched North Carolina, Tennessee, West Virginia, and Kentucky, and I'm headed down further that way later today. But it's exciting to be here with you all today. You know, you always hear in those movies, and the excitement filled the air. Well, you can just feel it when you come in here. You can feel the excitement in the room. I know you all are going to have a great time, but also it's important from a national perspective that we have young people like you all participating in these kinds of events, because the future of the economy and of manufacturing is in fact robotics. And many of you may know that the Japanese have the third strongest economy in the world and a shrinking population, but they plan to produce more product in the future than they do today without bringing in new workers, because they're going to do it all with robotics. And they're ahead of us right now. We need to catch up, and we need to make sure we stay ahead of the Chinese as well. So God bless each and every one of you for being here today. Have a lot of fun, and may God continue to bless the United States of America with young people such as you. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Griffith. Now it's time to recognize some of our volunteers. There's one group of volunteers you'll get to know here on the playing field. Their job is to ensure fair play, to help you play within the rules of the game, and to help all teams compete like crazy while remembering their gracious professionalism. Their rulings are final, and there will be no video reviews. Please welcome your referees, led by head referee Trey Woodleaf, who is also a First alumni. Thanks to all the volunteers, mentors, and coaches for your dedication and efforts on behalf of all FIRST programs. FIRST will meet you wherever you are. Whatever your age or ability, there's a FIRST program for you. Go to the FIRST website at firstinspires.org for more information on any of the programs. And we also have an FLL demo table outside for some FLL kids to speak about what they've been doing last season. It is... Now, let's get ready for the robots to compete on Planet Primus. Are you ready? Who are competing in the first match are now invited to bring their robots onto the field. Additionally, we need all robots participating in qualification match 2 to please queue.
I saw it. I was like,
Additionally, please make sure that you do not roll any robot carts on areas that are not covered by Atlantic Broadband Corporation, Microsoft, and their school division. Coming over here, we have Team 915 Firebird Robotics from the District of Columbia. Sponsored by Google, NASA, and the Bechtel Group. And then we have 2640, the Hotbots from North. With their sponsored by PPG, Abco, and Williams. And finally, we have 9997, the NASA Knights. Sponsored by NASA, New Horizons, and TE Connectivity. between the lines in 3. Space Explorers between the lines in 3, 2, 1, go! welcoming our Red Alliance in spot 1. We have Tunstall Robotics Team 5950, sponsored by Mid-Atlantic Broadband and Arcana. Next, we have 1262, the Stags from Martinsville, Virginia, sponsored by the New College Institute, Mid-Atlantic Broadband Company, and AEP. And over here, we have the second robot of Team 401, Team 998, sponsored by Montgomery County Public Schools, the Virginia Tech School of Education, as well as Cole Morgan. Coming over here, we have Team 3939 from Botetourt County, sponsored by 4-H, Rockwell Automation, and NASA. And over here, we have Team 401 from Montgomery County, also sponsored by Montgomery County Public Schools, the Virginia Tech School of Education, and Cole Morgan. These are your winners of the 2019 Chesapeake District Champions. And finally, we have Team 6802, the Mean Caymans, sponsored by Southwest Community College and Collins Aerospace. Space Explorers between the lines, and 3, 2, 1, go! 401 is immediately going towards their rocket, placing a hatch panel on level 1. 1262 seems to be having the Mean Caymans are going after some cargo to load into their cargo ship. $59.50 seems to have some trouble getting moving here. 3939 is playing some defense on the Stags. Copperhead Robotics Team 401 is working on filling their rocket with hatch panels right now. And the Stags, they're doing some hard work filling up their cargo ship. 6802 barely got that ball into their cargo ship. Copperhead Robotics has placed the final hatch panel onto their rocket. And it now looks like they are loading balls to try and get that ranking point. We have 52 seconds left in the match, still plenty of time left to play. And we have a flipped robot. $39.39 is playing some defense on 1262 as Team 401 is loading up their rocket in an attempt to get that ranking point. We have 27 seconds left in the match, and Copperhead Robotics is working very hard to fill their rocket. We have one more ball left. And Team 6802 has completed a level 3 climb. Team 1262 is trying to climb to level 2, and they have succeeded. Team 401 has filled a rocket, earning themselves an additional ranking point. Coming up here in the Red Alliance, we have the second robot of Team 401, Copperhead Robotics. Coming up in our second spot, we have Team 122, the NASA Knights, sponsored by NASA TE Connectivity and New Horizons. Coming up here, we have the Garrett Coalition, Team 1629. That's sponsored by the Pillar and the Garrett County Public Schools. These are our chairman's finalists from this year's Detroit World Championships. And over here, we have Team 384, Sparky Robotics, sponsored by Flexicell, Showbest, and General Electric. Next, we have Scrappy, Team 1413. Sponsored by Mid-Atlantic Broadband Company. And finally, we have 1915. I can't remember your name, I'm sorry. It's sponsored by Bechtel and Google. As a reminder, please ensure that no robot carts actually go on the hardwood of this gym floor. Space Explorers between the lines in 3, 2, 1, go! All robots have successfully exited their habitat as we move. The NASA Knights are going after a hatch panel from their loading zone. While 1629. Team 1413 looks to be trying to place hatch panels on the front of their cargo ship, while Team 9998 is trying to fill their cargo ship with cargo. Team 1629 is filling the other side of their cargo ship. (1915) is trying to place a cargo into the scoring table side of their cargo ship, just as Team 9998 fills the right side of their cargo ship. Team 1915 is having some difficulty picking up that cargo that they fumbled while trying to place into the cargo ship, just as Team 384 is trying to grab a hatch panel from their loading station.
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, we got it. It's fine. We're still working for now.
1629 is trying to place a cargo into their cargo ship, just as Team 9998 is placing a hatch panel on the end of their cargo ship. Team 1413 is trying to place a cargo in the end of their cargo ship as we enter the final 5 seconds of the match. The entire red line. David Winslow, please come down here. have Team 6802, Team 2640, the Hotbots, Team 384, Sparky Robotics. We have Team 977, the Comet Bots, Team 3939, Botatot 4H Robotics, and Team 122, the NASA Knights. Explorers between the lines, and 3, 2, 1, go! We have Sparky and we have Team 384, Team 2640, and 6802 leaving their habitat. All robots except 3939 have managed to exit their habitat. 6802 has placed cargo in their cargo ship, and 122 appears to be spreading their cargo. Team 3939 has exited the habitat, and it looks like 2640 is playing some defense on the Blue Alliance. 6802 has loaded a second cargo into their cargo ship, and Team 384 appears to be attempting to load the other side of their cargo ship. Team 122, the NASA Knights, is about to throw a cargo into their cargo ship, just as Team 2640 is playing defense on the Blue Alliance. Team 977, the Comet Bots, are being damaged by the defense being played against the Blue Alliance. .6802 appears to be placing a hatch panel on their rocket, just as the NASA Knights are loading a third cargo into their cargo ship. .2640 is playing some strong defense against the Blue Alliance, slowing them down in the completion of their rocket. Team 6802 is placing hatch panels on level 1 of their rocket, just as Team 384 is going for another cargo. Team 977 appears to be placing a cargo into their rocket, but decides at the last second to not do so. They're placing a cargo into their cargo ship, but it appears to go out the side that is not covered by a hatch panel. Team 122, the NASA Knights, is currently grabbing a hatch panel from their loading station as we enter the end game. Team 2640 is climbing onto level 2 of the habitat along with 6802. Team 3939 appears to be attempting to try a level 2 climb, right as they nearly flip over. Team 122, the NASA Knights, are attempting to complete a level 2 climb, but there is a cargo on their habitat. Sparky was able to complete a level 3 climb, and they will earn an additional ranking point. Red Alliance are our winners. Reminder to all teams, please ensure that no robot carts go on the hardwood floor.
Not super great either.
Starting off our Red Alliance, we have Team 1629, Garrett Coalition from Accident, Maryland. Second for our Red Alliance, we have Team 9999, the B Robot of Team 5724. What? Next up, we have Team 5950, Tunstall Robotics from Tunstall, Virginia. Starting off our Blue Alliance, we have Team 1413, Scrappy Robotics. Next off, we have Team 1262, the Stags from Martinsville, Virginia. And rounding out the Blue Alliance, we have Team 5724 from Salem, Virginia. Spartan Robotics. As a note to all spectators, concessions are open all day. We are selling nachos, popcorn, chips, candy, soda, and water are available. Chick-fil-A sandwiches will be available for lunch starting at 11:30. Space Explorers between the lines, and 3, 2, 1, go! 5950 and 1629 have managed to exit their habitat. And 1262, the Garrett Coalition, has been assessed a tech foul for crossing their alliance's side during the sandstorm period. As the sandstorm clears and drivers return to being able to see, 1413 is trying to place a cargo into their cargo ship. Team 5724 is trying to place a hatch panel on level 1 of their rocket, just as Team 1629 is trying to grab a hatch panel from their loading zone. (5950) is trying to grab cargo from their cargo ship, just as Team 9999 is having issues getting off of their. With 100 seconds left in the match, we still have a lot of time to go. Scores are neck and neck. Right as the Blue Alliance is trying to place cargo into their cargo ship, but they're having trouble doing so. Team 1262 is trying to place cargo into level 1 of their rocket. And the Blue Alliance is leading by 2 points, right as 5724 loads the cargo into their or prepares to load a cargo into their cargo ship. And it fumbles. Team 1629 is trying to load cargo into the front end of their cargo ship. Right as 5724B manages to exit the habitat. Team 1262 is loading cargo has loaded cargo into their robot that they are appearing to load into their rocket. Team 1629 is loading cargo into the front side of their cargo ship, just as Team 5724 goes for a hatch panel from their loading zone. Scores are neck and neck, with the Red Alliance leading by 1 point right before we enter the end game of our tournament. Team 1629 has loaded a cargo into their cargo ship, just as 5950 is attempting to do something with the ball. Team 5724 is placing a hatch panel on their rocket, just as Team 1262 goes up to the habitat to attempt to engage a level 2 climb. Team 5950 is attempting to climb, but seems to be having trouble doing so. Oh, they have managed to do so. All red robots are on their habitat, along with the Blue Alliance. Scores are 36-31. I believe this match is too close to call. Scores, the Red Alliance has taken this win by 5 points. Team 9997, starting off our Red Alliance, is the second robot of the NASA Knights. Second off in our Red Alliance, we have Team 5724, Spartan Robotics from Salem High School in Salem, Virginia. And rounding out our Red Alliance, we have Team 3939, Bottotot 4H Robotics. Starting off our Blue Alliance, we have Team 9998, the second robot of Team 401. And Second on our Blue Alliance, we have Team 401, Copperhead Robotics from Montgomery County Public Schools. Rounding off our Blue Alliance, we have Team 5950, Tunstall Robotics from Tunstall, Virginia. Space Explorers between the lines. And 3, 2, 1, go! Team 5724 has exited their habitat zone along with 5950 and Team 401. Team 9997 is having difficulty exiting their habitat, but 3939 has managed to complete the task, along with Team 9998. Team 3939 has placed a hatch panel on the front end of their cargo ship, just as Team 401 grabs a hatch panel to place on level 1 of their rocket. Team 5724 appears to be playing some defense against the Blue Alliance, or however they're just grabbing a cargo ball. Team 401 is placing their second hatch panel onto level 1 of the rocket, just as Team 9998 is placing a cargo ball in the front end of their cargo ship. Team 5724 is trying to load some cargo into the red cargo ship, just as Team 9997 is trying to grab a hatch panel from the loading zone. Team 401 is trying to grab another hatch panel, just as Team 9401 is grabbing a hatch panel from their loading zone. Team 5724 is trying to place a cargo ball into their cargo ship, just as Team 401 is placing a hatch panel on level 2 of their rocket. Team 9998 is having some difficulties retrieving a hatch panel from the loading station, just as Team 5959 sits there attempting to do something. Team 3939 has placed a hatch panel has placed hatch panels on the entirety of one side of their rocket, just as Team 122 is filled, along with 5724, it's almost completed filling level 1 of their rocket. Team 401 has placed a hatch panel on level 3 of their rocket. Will it stay there? We have now entered the end game, just as Team 3939 is attempting to make a level 2 climb, and Team 401 is placing a final hatch panel on their rocket. Team 9997 is returning to the habitat along with Team 5724, just as Team 401 attempts to make a level 3 climb. Team 5950 is having difficulties getting up onto their habitat, but Team 9998 has gotten up there, meaning that the Blue Alliance will receive an additional ranking point. Our match has ended in a tie. This is the first tie of the event, but the Blue Alliance has come out with 2 ranking points instead of 1. Starting off our Red Alliance, we have Team 1262, the Stags. You just follow me. Ooh, the mean Caimans. Rounding out our Red Alliance, we have Team 977, the Comet Bots. Starting off our Blue Alliance, we have Team 1915, the Firebird Robotics. Second off on our Blue Alliance, we have Team 384, Sparky Robotics. And rounding out our Blue Alliance, we have Team 9999, Spartan Robotics, the B robot of Team 5724. Space Explorers between the lines, and 3, 2, 1, go! Team 977, 6802, and 122 and 1262, excuse me, have all managed to leave their habitat. The entirety of the Blue Alliance, save for Team 1915, has managed to exit their habitat, but they might be able to get some assistance with the help of Team 384. The sandstorm is now cleared, and driver vision has returned. Just as the B-bot of Team 5724 sits dead in the water. We have Team 1915 trying to grab a cargo ball, just as 1262, the Stags, are grabbing a cargo ball to load into their cargo ship. 384 has loaded cargo into the far side of their cargo ship, just as 6802 grabs another cargo ball to load into the far side of their cargo ship. Team 977, the Comet Bots, are placing hatch panels on level 2 of their rocket, just as Team 1262 is loading cargo into the near side of their cargo ship. The 5724 B-bot is not doing much of anything, just as Sparky 384 is trying to load another cargo into the far side of their cargo ship. Team 6802 appears to be doing the same. Team 1262, the Stags, have loaded another hatch panel onto level 1 of their cargo ship, just as Team 5724 seems to be trying to move. Team 384 seems to be having difficulties getting a hatch panel, but they've managed to do so. Team 1262 is loading a cargo into level 1 of their rocket, just as Team 6802 is beginning to make a level 3 climb as we enter our end game. Sparky 384 is driving up to their habitat. Will be making their famous flip climb. They engage and it is successful. Team 1262 climbs onto the habitat along with Team 977 to earn themselves an additional ranking point. That's the match, folks. Our match is under review, folks, as we wait for our referees to make their decisions. Starting off our Red Alliance, we have Team 122, the NASA Knights. Second off on our alliance, we have Team 401 from Montgomery County, Virginia. And rounding out our Red Alliance, we have Team 9997, the second robot of the NASA Knights. Starting off our blue, oh crap. Go get the flag. our Blue Alliance, we have Team 2640, the Hot Bots. Second off on our Blue Alliance, we have Team 1629, Garrett Coalition. And rounding out our Blue Alliance, we have Team 1413, Scrappy. The sandstorm is entering and driver vision will be impaired. Okay. Oh,